Evet arkadaşlar merhaba, nasılsınız? Evet sevgili ikinci sınıflarım, şimdi sizinle birlikte 4. haftamız bu. Yani okul haftasına vurunca 11. hafta oluyor. E, Bu şekilde devam ettiriyoruz dersleri. Bu haftanın 1. dersini işleyeceğiz. Tamam mı? Kaldığım gibi yerden devam edeceğim aynı şekilde arkadaşlar. Today I would like to talk about ancient city of Kaunos. Okay. Kaunos is located in Dalyan district of Ortaca in Muğla province, and it is an ancient city with a history of 3,000 years. Kaunos is one of Turkey's most interesting historical sites thanks to the rock-cut tombs. And in fact, Kaunos, which was an important commercial port city known for its salt production and trade in ancient times, lost its port character as the sea filled with alluvium. And Kaunos was included on the UNESCO tentative list in 2014 as a cultural site. Yes. Kaunos was an important seaport city with 2 ports. One is in the south, at the southeast of Küçükkale, Small Castle, and the inner port is at its northwest, the present Sülüklü Göl, the Lake of the Leeches. The southern port was used from the foundation of the city until roughly the end of the Hellenistic era, after which it became inaccessible due to its drying out. Alüvyonlar doldurunca tabii ki liman ortadan kayboluyor ve karasal bir bölgeye dönüşüyor arkadaşlar. Bu sebeple bu şehirler hep boşaltılmış zamanla ve ölü şehirler haline gelmiş. Coğrafya çok farklıymış o zamanlar. Evet. The second port in the south was used until the late day of Kaunos, but due to again the silting of the delta and the ports, Kaunos had by then lost its important function as a trade port and started becoming poor. After Karya had been captured by Turkish tribes and the serious malaria epidemic of the 15th century AD, Kaunos was completely abandoned. Malaria sıtma demek arkadaşlar. Bu alüvyonlarla dolunca ilk önce bataklık alanı oluyor ve sivrisineklerden sıtma olayı çıkıyor. The city was constructed on terraces and significant religious structures like Basilius Kaunos Temple, Apollon Sanctuary and Demeter Sacred Rocks on one side, and bath, theater and other structures on a large terrace which is called Upper City on the other side. The monumental terrace on which the Upper City is situated connects Balıklar Mountain with the Acropolis by extending the city into Mediterranean like a tongue and naturally creating a second harbor basin in the east. Well, in many places in the ancient city, it has been found stone cutlery and arrowheads from Paleolithic era. The findings and remains in Kaunos reveal the prosperity of the city as a great power of its time, and that it was a sovereign state which minted coins on its own behalf. Because of the paleogeographic formation of Dalyan Delta and the silting of the former Bay of Dalyan, Kaunos is now located about 8 kilometers inland from the coast. And Kaunasians are the indigenous people of Anatolia, as evident from their unique language, customs, and rituals and beliefs, which they had their own god, namely Basilius Kaunios. Well, this ancient city of Kaunos was a port city of extremely strategic importance, especially for the merchant ships traveling between East Mediterranean and Aegean Sea. This makes Kaunos more attractive relatively to contemporary cities in terms not only of historical geography or urbanization, but also political and social life, economic and cultural changes, and developments. The city had developed into a thriving port, possibly due to increased agriculture and the demand for Caunasian export articles, such as salt, salted fish, slaves, pine resin, and black mastic, the raw materials used in boat building and repair. The city walls, which are extra proportional in relation to the size of Kaunos and its population, presumably is a result of high expectations of the satrap about the city's future as a marine and commercial port. Well, what you can see when you go there, let's have a look. Well, the main buildings that can be seen in the ancient city, which is built on a rocked land, are Acropolis, castle, city walls, theater, church, Turkish bath, warehouse, fountain, agora, stoa and inner city roads, temples, sanctuary, harbor, and cemetery. And there are lots to see, yes. Many architectural remains unearthed in Kaunos, and these unearthed ones are the early examples and archetypes of Anatolian archaeology, and they mostly enable our understanding of their original designs. The rock-cut tombs, which can be seen even from Dalyan, were built in the 4th century BC. These rock-cut tombs, which were also used during the Roman period, differ from the rock-cut tombs in the Urartu, Phrygian, and Lycian regions in terms of facade architecture. In the ancient city of Kaunos, there are rock-cut tombs with a temple facade, which is unique only to Kaunos. And there is the theater, a Kaunos theater, is one of the strongest theaters in Anatolia, and it was built on the western slope of the Acropolis. This theater has 23 rows of seats, and most of which sit on natural rock. And this theater, which has a capacity of 5,000 people, is similar to the Greek theaters in terms of the plan. And it is believed to have been built during the Roman period due to its vaulted infrastructure. When the Persians conquered Anatolia completely, the city came under the rule of Mausolos, the Persian satrap of Caria region. After Alexander the Great defeated the Persians in 334 BC, the city first came under the rule of Antigonos and then Ptolemy. Later, the city was under the reign of Rhodos, king of Pergamum and Roman Empire. The city also has a long and important history in the Roman and Byzantine periods until the Middle Ages. The city was part of the Eastern Roman and Lycian Church province. And as a result of a major earthquake in consequence of a withdrawal of the Dalaman stream and the port of the city filled with sand and alluvion, commercial activities ceased in the city. This cessation of commercial activities caused the city to lose its importance. After the Byzantine Empire, the region where the city was located was under the administration of Turkish states. Well, when you go there, there are panels showing the places to visit in Kaunos, a buffet, a toilet, cafeteria where you can meet your needs. And if you get tired of sightseeing, we recommend you to rest in the shade of centuries-old olive trees rooted between the step blocks of the ancient theater and breathe the fresh air of history. Okay, this is the end of this subject, ancient city of Kaunos. And well, now I would like to talk about Patara, and these places are just beautiful. I love history. I actually would like to be an archaeologist, but didn't happen. Anyway, well, Patara is again an ancient site. It's a very large one, and it lies 70 kilometers southeast of the well-known tourist town of Fethiye. And it was a leading Lycian port located in a coastal valley with a harbor protected from onshore winds by the surrounding hills. Well, Patara was also home to the main Lycian League meeting hall with an archive at the Temple of Apollo. Well, when we look at the history of Patara, we see that according to tradition, Apollo lived in Delos in summer and at Patara in winter. And a large head of Apollo was discovered near the city gate. Along with the rest of Lycia, Patara welcomed Alexander the Great in 333 BC. During the 4th and 3rd centuries BC, Alexander's Macedonian successors struggled for control of this city and its strategic naval base. Evet. Rome granted Patara and the rest of Lycia independence in 167 BC, and in 88 BC, Mithridates VI, king of Pontus, besieged this city. Brutus and Cassius captured Patara in 42 BC during their campaign to extort funds to use again against Mark Antony and Augustus, but did not engage in slaughter that occurred at Xanthos. Yes, there was a slaughter in Xanthos. We will talk about Xanthos in our next lessons, okay? Well, Patara was formally annexed by the Roman Empire in 43 AD. In 70 AD, Emperor Vespasian visited Patara and commissioned the large baths bearing his name. Emperor Hadrian also visited Patara in 129 AD and opened the large granary, which still stands and can be seen when visiting the area. Patara is famous in Christian history for being a place St. Paul visited en route to Jerusalem during his 3rd missionary journey. Saint Nicholas, or Santa, as known as Santa Claus, the future bishop of Myra, was born at Patara in 270 AD into a Christian community probably started by St. Paul. And in the 6th century AD, the Emperor Justinian built a massive city wall to protect the city. Over time, the harbor again silted up, yine doluyor alüvyonlu arkadaşlar, and sand dunes engulfed Patara. Well, when you go there, you will see a high 10 meter high, 90 meter long, triple arched triumphal Roman gate. The first entry, which was built in 100 AD. And this marks the main entrance to the site of the city. And near this gate are many Roman-era sarcophagi. Okay, to the south of this arch are the harbor baths, otherwise known as the date palm baths, decorated with floor mosaics. The large 1st century AD Vespasian baths lie directly south along the wall, and to the west, a 13-meter wide colonnaded street linked the harbor to the agora. On the west side of the agora, archaeologists uncovered and restored the beautiful preserved Bouleuterion, which was used as the assembly hall for Lycian League representatives. Rows of stone seats are arranged in a semicircle, and the stone-vaulted main entrances are intact, as is also the seat where the elected chairman presided. It is a really magnificent building. South of this Bouleuterion lies the theater that dates back to Hellenistic times, but was enlarged and modified under Emperor Antoninus Pius in 147 AD, following a major earthquake. And along the west side of the harbor, Emperor Hadrian built a large granary with 8 storage rooms, each with a separate door facing the harbor. This structure still stands, dedicated with an inscription to Hadrian and his wife Sabina, who are likened to Zeus and Hera in these inscriptions. At the southwest corner of the harbor, a lighthouse, at least 22 meters tall, was identified. The lighthouse contains many large inscriptions, originally with bronze lettering and dating back to the early 1st century AD. Yes, Patara is a must-see ancient site. Okay. Well, this is the end of my first lesson in our 11th week, okay? And I will see you in our second lesson. Until then, take good care.